What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pure Evil MMA. I'm your host, as always, Evil Eddie, and we got a really special guest joining us here today, Eryk Anders, who has an upcoming fight against ELIAS, who we just spoke to moments ago, so this is really cool. But first off, Eryk, what's going on, boss? How you feeling?
Man, feeling awesome, man.
Because you're going through the weight cut right now. What does it feel like for people out there that aren't aware? Because this is like one of the most dangerous times for a fighter.
What's that?
This is one of the most hardest times for a lot of fighters out there. So how are you feeling right now?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. Yeah, this is the part that sucks for everybody. Everybody got to go through it. Everybody does it, so it's just part of the game.
What would you say it feels like for people out there that don't really get it? Because I would say it's like kind of like the flu, right?
Man, just imagine. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain if you've never done it. Just imagine being calorie depleted, but yet you still have to work out and train and work and do all this stuff. You know, some people, they get just a little bit hungry, they get cranky. And just imagine if you're really calorie depleted.
So what do you guys do at this point in training? Do you just take things really light? Because I know that people are getting smarter as years go on. Like, people don't even hard spar anymore. So what are you doing this week as far as training goes to get ready?
Right now, we just managing the weight cut, staying fresh, staying sharp. So just working out once or twice a day for about 45 minutes to an hour, call it a day, and then just sit in the sauna and, water loading. So, it's just a process.
So you've actually been wanting to call out ELIAS for a while now. What inside of him did you always see? Because I think you called him out like on your debut, right?
Not really my debut, but man, he's just a ranked opponent. So, man, it's nothing personal. It's just, he's in front of where I'm trying to get to. So he's just on the road to the belt.
Honestly, man, it's somebody really hard to fight because it seems like he neutralizes a lot of guys. How do you see this fight going?
Man, I think I just cut him off. I think he'll want to wrestle and clinch with me more than he has other guys in the past. But I'm prepared for anything that he comes out and tries to do.
I mean, you actually do really good in the clinch, and you got, obviously the mean left right there. And I feel like you learned a lot in your last two fights, especially going there against Lyoto. That must have been a huge stepping stone for you, where you probably got a lot out of it. And I like your 24-hour rule. Like, you just, if things don't go your way, you forget about it, you move on. But what did you learn in those last two fights that you're going to apply to this one?
Well, man, everybody I fight is totally different, totally different. I'm actually sitting next to Thiago now
that's awesome.
In the sauna, but, they're two totally different kind of fighters. And if anything, I proved I got a chin, so, I think I could take a little bit more risks now, especially with the guy that doesn't have the knockout power that some of these other guys in the middleweight division have. So I really did able to open up and take advantage of opportunities.
I saw something with you and him, actually. What are you guys doing, a podcast? Did you start a podcast, or did he start a podcast?
Man, yeah, I started it. I'm just, there's a bunch of fighters here, so, I'm just trying to grab a few, and, what better person to have as my first guest than my last opponent.
Well, what is that like? That's got to be kind of weird, because it's obvious that you two fought. So, what were you guys talking about? Is it like a little awkward at first?
Man, it's not awkward for me. Like I said, man, after 24 hours after the fight, man, it's over with, done with. We both signed up. He signed, I signed. Just so happens he came out on top. So, it wasn't awkward. I think, he's real cool. So, it is what it is.
Is he wearing his sunglasses right now? Like at the weigh-ins?
He didn't have his shades on right now.
So listen, man, before we talk any more about your fight, what was the bet that you had with DC? What's that all about?
We bet, he's a huge LSU fan, so we bet the Alabama-LSU game. Whoever lost, the other had to wear the other team's jersey. And, maybe I should put some money up, because that was a surefire bet for me.
How happy are you that you won that? That would be all. I kind of see why DC doesn't want to do it. He's gonna get killed for it.
Oh, he already lost. He's some weeks behind. They played November 3rd.
Oh my God, he's got to do it live on Fox too, man. That's what he's got to do.
Man, I'm trying to catch him where I can get him, man. He's ducking and dodging right now.
He's ducking you right now?
He's not really ducking me, but, man, you know, he's a double champ, too. He got a lot of obligations, a lot of stuff to do, so, you know, he's a busy guy. But I'm going to catch up with him sooner or later, man. I got the Bama jersey on tuck just in case he decides to pop up.
So since you played football, I got to kind of ask you a question about that. I mean, what do you think the biggest difference is between training for MMA or football? Like, who do you think literally has the best athletes in sports? Is it the guys in football or is it the MMA athletes?
But between the two, who's a better athlete?
Yeah, who do you think? Who do you think it takes more? I don't know how to really word it, but which one do you think?
I think the transition from football to MMA would be a little bit easier than, depending on the position, of course, than football to MMA. Because MMA fighters are super lean. You know, the cardio is different. That's really the main difference is the energy systems in which you use to play either sport.
So literally, there's a lot of guys coming over from the NFL. Even like Brendan Schaub, Matt Mitrione, all these guys have been coming over for years, and they actually do pretty well. And then I'm sure you're getting asked this all the time about Dan Hardy. Have you got to speak with him at all? What are your thoughts on Dan?
No, I haven't gotten to speak with Dan Hardy. Is he a former football player or what?
Yeah.
It seems like he played too much football. Soccer football or American football?
I think he was on the Giants, right?
Oh, you're talking about Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy. Yeah, Greg Hardy.
Man, that dude's mean, man. Yeah, that guy's, he's going to be ferocious. He's definitely going to be a force to reckon with in the heavyweight division. There's just not a lot of heavyweights that can move like him. And I think that's the difference. You know, the football players, they spend their entire life literally until football, kind of spits them out, chews them up and spits them out, to develop, fast muscle fibers, fast twitch muscles, speed, power, explosion, short area quickness, all the attributes needed for MMA. And I think that's why you see a lot of guys making that transition to MMA from football. Only 1% make it to play Division I college, and only 1% of that 1% make it to the NFL. And of that 1%, the average career is only 2 to 3 years. So you're talking about guys that are finished playing ball by the time they're 25, 26 years old. They're looking for something else to do, and transition into a desk job is just not a viable option for some of them, like myself. So they're looking for something else to do. They have the athleticism, they have the build, the frame, the strength, speed, quickness, and the attributes. It's not going to take any time at all for someone to teach them how to wrestle, do jiu-jitsu, box, kickbox, and do those other things.
Is that why you think you're so active? You've had 13 fights now in 3 years you're going on? So obviously in football you're playing, throughout the season, just staying active. Would it be kind of weird to take a long break? Is that why you're so active right now?
Man, I just enjoy fighting. I enjoy the training. I enjoy everything about it except the cutting weight. So, but that's just, a small part of it, So, I like to train with a purpose, I don't want to just train to train and not have anything on the horizon. If I'm training, working, and striving towards the fight, then it makes it easier and more enjoyable to train and do all those other things.
Yeah, I like what they're doing over there with Dana White, Susan Lake Contenders. You got Hardy on there that came through. Sugar Shane O'Malley, another big name that came through on there. Antonina Shevchenko, obviously. So, honestly, though, for you, you got a really good management team behind you. And I see a lot of these young guys, they don't really get, the perks of it. So, for anyone out there, I was trying to kind of talk to some of the Ultimate Fighter guys about this. What are some of the perks that you get for being with one of the top management teams like Iridium?
Man, that's the thing about this, man. You get with a guy that's got, several other, high-profile fighters. When he's talking to the matchmaker, the matchmaker's got to call him, So when they're talking about maybe Chito, he say, hey, by the way, my man Eryk needs to fight, or, however he plays the game. It just makes it a little bit easier to kind of play that game.
So before we let you go, I got 2 more questions for you really quick. Did you catch the boxing fight that went down this weekend between Fury and Wilder?
Yeah. Deontay's my boy, so, I got to check him out whenever he fights.
What'd you think about that?
Man, I think he showed good resiliency. There hasn't been too many times in his career where he's been down on the scorecard noticeably. And, man, he came back and won that last round. I haven't seen the scorecards, but I have to believe it was a 10-8 round, which is what led to the tie.
Well, after 25 years of the sport going on right now, we've been seeing mistakes, between reffing, judging, and stuff like that. What would you like to see change in the next couple of years here?
I would like for the judges to announce the score in between rounds. I think that'll change the way fighters fight. Because, for example, I thought I beat Machida 3 rounds to 2. I had no idea that, one judge saw 4 rounds to 1, So, it makes it a little bit different. The fighters can't just coast if they know it's close, or it takes all the guessing out of it. For the fighter.
That's actually not a bad idea. They used to do something like that back in the day, where like Eddie Bravo used to announce like what he thought the scorecard was for the round, and that can definitely help you guys in the corner of adjusting the game plan, whether to it definitely improved the fight, make it a little bit more interesting as well.
I also think if you miss weight, not only should you be fined financially, but you should start the first round down a point.
Ooh, that's something I haven't heard before too.
Well, man, because, guys, people missing weight by like 4 or 5 pounds, so they're basically saying, fuck it, I'll give up the money at no consequence, and it's better for them because
they still move forward.
2 pounds. What's that?
And they still move forward. They're still talking about giving people title shots like Darren Till, who missed weight in the fight previous.
It's those last 2 pounds that really, puts you to your threshold, brings you to your threshold to, kind of that, that's when it sucks the most. So if you're not even getting close to that, then you haven't put your body through what I put my body through. So, why do you get rewarded? You should be penalized further.
There's definitely a lot of things I would like to see change that would definitely help the fighters. Even with the judging aspect, I think would be a big thing.
You need it though.
So before we let you go, this is my last question to you. When you're going through that walkout, what exactly is going through your head? You got the music playing. What are you thinking about during those moments?
Man, there's not really a whole lot going on in my head. All the hay's in the barn, the work's been done. It's just time to go out there and have fun and do what I do. So, all I'm really thinking about is the game plan and implementing him and imposing my will and going out there and getting a victory.
And last but not least, we got one fan question from you. It comes from Scott Kenyon. He says, ask Eryk if he fancies matching up with Manua at UFC London, and what are his hobbies outside of MMA?
Yeah, man. Man, y'all don't have to ask me if I'll fight somebody. Y'all already know the answer. Anybody in the 205 middleweight division, I'm down for that. So yeah, man, I would go to London and fight Jimmy, no problem, no questions asked. Just they don't have to incentivize me a little bit, but at the same time, they know who to call in situations like that.
For hobbies,
what was the second part of the question?
The second part was hobbies, and kind of to go along with that, does your son kind of try to follow in your footsteps with football or wrestling right now?
Yeah, I got two kids, 2 boys, 7 and 9. The 9-year-old, he's really into football and MMA. The younger one, he's into soccer and MMA, but they both wrestle, they both do jiu-jitsu, they both they do everything, so they're very well-rounded, totally different body types and styles and whatnot. So it's fun to see the dynamic and coach the 2 different kind of athletes that they are.
It's a new era. That's going to be the new era of MMA right there, bred from fighters.
Absolutely.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for that. 10 more years we'll be covering that. That's going to be fun. And also like DC, Bisping's son, like all these guys, they got kids that are in wrestling or football. So it's going to be cool to see those genes get passed on and into the next era. But Eryk, you got this upcoming fight, man. We want to wish you best of skill. Do you have any predictions or anything at all that you would like the crowd to know before your fight?
No, man. I just want to appreciate everybody who took part in this camp and helped me get ready. Everybody at SBG Alabama spot. Coaches, training partners, Vitamin Energy, Red Gear, and Infinite CBD, some of my sponsors that help, make things possible as well.
Thank you so much, Eryk. Have a great weight cut, and we'll be talking to you very shortly. We wish you best of skill in this upcoming fight.
Appreciate it, brother.
Have a great night. Bam, Eryk Anderson. Thank you guys for getting him on. You guys requested both Elias. My shit was blowing up. Elias and Eryk Anderson, you guys wanted to come on. And the way this worked out was so perfect. It was so funny. Every time I have Elias on the show, and I went live on Gloves Off by accident because I didn't fix the stream code. So I'm going to be uploading the Elias interview, which literally went down 20 minutes ago, right before this interview, which worked out perfect because I hit Elias up. Well, actually, you guys hit Elias up to tell him to come on Pure Evil MMA. And he responded in a DM. He was like, man, I see these guys are trying to get me to come on your show again. Let's do it. So I was like, all right. And the way it works with Elias every time, he's such a busy guy that when he says, okay, I'll do it, you got to kind of let him come to you. You can't bother him. So I was like, all right. He'll text me a week later and then just be like, all right, you ready now? And that's exactly what happened once. He did it last time. It happened exactly again this time. But even better because his opponent was coming on right after. And he just kept going, I'm first. I'm first. I was like, I got your opponent coming on. He's like, yeah, but I'm first. I love Elias. And I'm glad that he came on first because he has been on the show a couple of times. I'm glad I got both these guys on. Eryk Anders, man, what a run he's been on. He's must have been learning a lot fighting Lyoto. He had that brutal head kick knockout not too long ago against Tim Williams, which was literally like a football field goal kick. Absolutely really exciting fight here. UFC 231 is absolutely stacked. We're going to be doing the preview show for that tomorrow, along with announcing our UFC Pick'em winners, and also for the exclusive Pure Evil MMA chat room. If you're watching in right now, send me the DM code, and don't cheat. Don't tell anyone else. I want to see who's watching. Send me the DM code. I'm evil, and I will. Guys, White Knuckles to the end. Subscribe down below here on YouTube and also on Instagram. You can follow me at PureEvilMMA_, and on Twitter at Evil_Echo. We are on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, Player FM, Stitcher, you name it. We are on there. Any kind of platform for podcasting, you can find Pure Evil MMA. And guys, go check out Gloves Off, episode 9 that just dropped. Me and James McSweeney from season 10 of The Ultimate Fighter from Team Rashad's first pick alongside Roy Nelson, Matt Mitrione, Brendan Schaub, Kimbo Slice, Rampage Jackson. We are doing a show together. We're almost at episode number 10. We have our own channel, but I'm also uploading the videos right on here because I know there's some people out there that haven't caught on yet to the new podcast. And it's also uploaded under Pure Evil MMA on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, and all that good stuff. And we talk about James' KO that he had this weekend. Spinning back fist. I shared it on my Instagram. Go check the links out there. And guys, until next time, White Knuckles to the end. Remember, without evil, there's no purity. Behave yourselves.